right there. And ta-da!
Oh my god! Ah! This is so pretty. It is so pretty. Oh my, this is a perfect. This is perfect. Can I?
All right, well, hello YouTube. Welcome to my new part-time abode. I'm currently in Atlanta, Georgia at a medical treatment facility, and I'm going to give some details later on in the video to explain why I haven't been working, why I haven't been posting, what I'm doing at the moment, and where this channel and what I'm doing is going to go on from there in so many words. Enjoy the first half of my bed. Alright, so I took those 4 boards of 8/4. I sliced them down. So they went from 4 2-inch pieces to 8 3/4-inch pieces. And then we're gonna glue these up in sections, stack them up, and we'll have a headboard. Alright, headboard is glued up into a single panel. So this is the frame that's going to go around the edges on the top. I have glued additional strips here for glue surface, and I've put biscuits in them just to keep everything lined up. And here's a neat little trick. Here, let me set you down so I don't ruin anything. So as you can see, I've got all my biscuits in individual pockets there, but here I have a straight line all the way through. Then you don't have to measure, and you don't have to try and figure out how to line everything up just perfectly so it fits. And all you gotta do is take your biscuit thingamajig, put it in there and go after you've done a test cut to make sure that your depth is right so that you don't miss your mark. But then you don't have to think about this piece. All you gotta do is just draw your line and everything will fit together just nice. So we're gonna glue on the top piece here first. Then we'll come back after it's ready and we'll put the two end pieces on. I've got these two pretty long pieces, but I need to spline them together. I'm going to overlap them pretty significantly, and I'm going to cut a diagonal line so that I have two pointy sides that mirror each other, and then I'm going to glue it together in the middle there. That'll provide a sufficient space and glue and wood and everything to make sure that it sticks together. All right, so let's see if I can't turn this way too. So this is the way I am joining these two pieces of wood. Time to test fit. About time to glue up. I've got these shelves here, which are going to sit just like glue and some dowels. Made these up on the lathe. They fit for the most part. Nope, 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 nope. Edge. Put a little bit of glue on the end. Let's talk about how awesome pressure fitting stuff is, or friction fitting. The great thing about it is there's no glue required. You can sometimes take things apart, sometimes not. And I need to stress a few things moving forward. Make sure you have everything done that you need to do before you go down this route. All right, so I have this shelf here with the 2 holes bored. Before I try putting this on, this area here, specifically around the shelf, it has been final sanded, meaning that I don't have to try and sand it once the shelf is installed. The shelf has been sanded. The corners have been broken. The dowels were test fit using a piece that I cut. I also, before gluing them in, I ran them all the way through to make sure that they would work. Okay. The way I have this lined up, you can see that the rings are going like this. This piece is going to want to curve up this way. These rings want to flatten out. So they're going to want to bend like this, which is why I have it oriented in this direction, where if it does try to curve, it's going to try to curve up. The reason for that is if it curves down and it moves any, it may make the stuff on the shelf roll off the front, or put a little bow in the center. I'd rather have it move this way and maintain my things there than the other way around, so paying attention to that is important. I also decided to do it sideways, meaning the grain running this direction, just because I didn't want to put big holes in the end grain running into the board. You're more likely to split, you're more likely to have issues with breakage, and I think overall it just looks nicer. Runs with the grain here too. We're going to take our cleaning / measuring tool, and we're going to make sure that there's nothing inside the bottom, and then we're also going to find how much space we have and make sure that we have total clearance. I've checked the height of these to the height of the holes in each one. This is sanded, my edges are broken, this sides are sanded. This is going to be a very snug fit. It's going to have to be hammered into place as the other one. One thing I will say, this is terrifying because that one got put on. It's not coming off. Like it is on there. As I pull on the shelf here, it's actually pulling on the corner. So this is nice and snug. Once you get to a certain point, there's no going back. You can see that did a nice little squishy number on that piece. That is not going anywhere, and we got a nice, let me take you down so you can see. See, we got a pretty clean seam. There's just a little air gap right there. So the finished product is going to sit on a 5 by 5 inch box. So it'll be flush against the wall, and it'll come out about 5 inches, be about 5 inches high. It'll give a base profile to this piece. It'll raise the headboard up to our desired height. And yeah, so pressure fitting is great. Just make sure you check, double check, triple check, and then do everything all over again to make sure that you've done everything you need to do, because you can't undo it once it's there. You can. It would be no fun. So we did decide on the walnut Rubio monocoat finish, because the finish seeps into the grain and really accentuates it. Over here we have oil and then clear Rubio, and they're just, to me, they're not as spectacular. So alright, so I am doing a little bit of cleanup with some mineral spirits, getting everything all prepped because I'm going to start applying some finish. And here I'm using Rubio monocoat in walnut, and the reason for it is it worked into the open grain that white oak is, and would saturate in there and then leave a nicer lighter color on the outside, so it had this really nice dark contrast. So that's that. I know I kind of fell off the map with everything. Social media, my work, my videos, putting out content, getting work done, and let me make sure I'm lined up and pretty. Beginning of the year, and a little before then, things started becoming difficult for me to do functionally. During my time in service, right before I got out on my last deployment, I suffered a head injury, a TBI. While I went through a lot of therapy, physical, mental, emotional, working on my balance and my speech and my cognition, all the things that go along with it, and I made really good progress, I've still had issues that I've normalized because they were just like, I did the work, they're still there, this is the new normal. To some extent, it's worked. But beginning of the year, things kind of started falling apart. I was having a hard time. Work got put at the bottom of my list, as did I. I reached out to the VA. I was basically just kind of lost. I said, I need some help. Eventually I got put in contact with where I am now, which is the Shepherd Center in Atlanta, Georgia. They are a spinal head injury based hospital that deals with severe trauma. They have a separate program called the Share Military Program, which deals with veterans who have TBIs and concussions. You have a 2-week evaluation and then a 4 to 12 week program meeting with a variety of specialists. So I'm finishing up my second of 6 weeks. So that's kind of where I've been. I kind of put things on pause. I wasn't doing all that well. And if you guys have any questions or interest in finding out more about this experience, I am looking to put something together to... This is what capturing a thing looks like. It's a face, it's hand movements. With the direction it's taking and the goals that I've set and the work that I'm doing, I'm really looking forward to coming back home and getting back to having a life. Diving back in, feet first into the work I'm doing of creating and giving. I believe in the work that I'm doing. I just want to give back in a way that lets me take care of mine and my own and share what I have to offer. This what am I thinking? There's words. This video that I'm making is one of 2. I brought my computer. I've got some videos I'm going to try and edit while I'm here to make sure that I'm getting some stuff put out to you guys. And I will continue working towards building this stream. It might take a year or 2 at the rate I'm going to really get where I want, but I know I'm going to get there. And I know you guys are part of it. So I wanted to share with you what's kind of been going on. And so thanks for being a part of it.